Hey guys, this is going to be a review of the 1/50th scale Cat 950 GC. This one is made by Tonkin. This is another oddball model that I have. I personally really like the design of this machine. Not a lot of people have it, I guess just because it's an oddball machine. But it's a very cool model. I like the functionality of it, and just having it on my shelf, it looks very cool. I mainly think the coolest thing about it is just it's a very different looking machine, and a lot of people will have the K-Series loaders by Tonkin, and to me, having something different is a little bit better. But again, that's just me. But anyway, let's get into the review. Now, the first thing I notice when I look at the model are the tires. I really like the tires a lot. They do roll a 360. The back does have a working suspension. And if you were to display this in a diorama or anything like that, or even on a shelf you could display it, it does look very cool and the suspension is working. The arms raise, the bucket dumps. It doesn't raise that high, but it does seem enough to get into a dump truck. But my favorite thing about it is if the arms are on the floor, so to say, you could curl the bucket back. And the first thing I thought of that was displaying it in a roadwork diorama, like putting in a sanitary sewer or a water main or something, and having the bucket full of rock or fill or whatever you want to call it driving down the street. This function itself would sell me on getting the model, just because I haven't had a loader that was able to do that, and you could really put it in any position because the cylinder is very stiff, which is cool. And like I said, that function about it just alone would sell me on it. But regardless, the model also articulates, and the turning radius is very good if you ask me. And the model looks good displayed in just about any position. But anyway, to get more into the review, so you can see the tires. The tread on the tires is great. Personally, I like the finish of the rubber on the tires also. It's not too glossy, it's not too flat. I think it just goes very well with the model. Now the hub or the rim, whatever you want to call it, unfortunately is plastic, but you can see the bolt detail on the inside. The cab does not have any opening doors, which is unfortunate, but you can see the detail inside it, and it is very, very good. You can probably see it a little bit better. You can see it has a steering wheel, a seat, and the controls to the right, the joysticks, which is very good. And you could see top of the cab has the lights, and it has the mirrors and the handrails. Now the handrails on here are to what I believe are metal, just simply because they feel like metal, which is awesome, and they're very thin, which is a plus because everyone always complains about thick handrails or that look out of scale. These look perfect, and they are metal, which is great. You could see around the cab also it would have like these little they're not etched, but they're these little pieces that are casted into it, and they represent like the diamond plate or just the grips, so you don't slip when you're on the machine. Now the back of the counterweight is also very nice. It's hard to use this camera to make reviews, but you can see it has all the backup lights, the turn signals. The counterweight has the bolt detail where it bolts to it, and I don't know if you could tell, but in there it actually has the pin for the hitch, which is great. And it has the grill back here with the cat decal. Now the hood for the motor, I'm not sure the exact term. It doesn't really have much detail on it with the door wise, because these obviously would be doors. It is very flat. It's not that big of an eyesore, but again, it's something that you will notice. But it really doesn't bother me because everything else in the model is very high detailed if you ask me, honestly. You can see the exhaust and the air intake, which is great. And the back of the cab has a windshield wiper and the lights. And here's the right side. The right side, the back actually has these handrails. And over here you can see there is a step and the little grips on the counterweight. Coming around the right side, basically the same thing. And coming around to the front, you can see the front of the machine looks very detailed, and I like that a lot. To me personally, all these little black hydraulic lines and everything, it just makes the model flow very well. These could be hidden a little bit better, but for the price you pay for this model, you get exactly what you pay for, and you do get a lot. Personally, I think it looks very well. The articulation joint, you can see the pistons in it, or the cylinders. It has the warning decals right there. The fender for the wheel, and the bucket does have teeth on it. They are very short, which kind of looks a little tacky, but it fits the model well. And if we raise it up, you could see the underneath has hydraulic lines, and you could see where the axle runs, and the linkage has great functionality. So not to make the review ridiculously long, that pretty much sums the model up. It really is a really nice model, especially for the price. But again, it is an oddball model, so not that many people have it. If you don't have it, I would suggest getting it, because it's different looking, and to me it looks very cool. I like it a lot. I like the size of it also. I think that the front to the back looks very well. And the paint on it is great. I love the paint. So, that's pretty much the review. Hope you enjoyed it. Check out my other reviews and the unboxing of this. And that's really it. Have a good one.